Hello everybody. Now for today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you all a technique that I like to use regularly myself called bilateral stimulation. Now it sounds a bit strange, the title of this technique, but it's a really easy one to follow and it really helps at helping to reduce feelings of anxiety. It helps to ground you and it also helps you to disassociate from any anxious thoughts that you may be having at this time. And all it involves is tapping the left and right side of your body to every second simultaneously. It's that simple. So if I'm going to demonstrate to you now, I'm just going to show you by clicking my fingers. So I'm going to click my fingers, left, right, left, right, left, right. So I'm doing this every second. So the left and the right. And what I'm actually doing is I'm stimulating the left and right side of my brain as I do this. So by clicking my left fingers, I'm stimulating the right side of my brain. And by clicking my right fingers, I'm stimulating the left side of my brain. Now what happens is when you do activate your left and your right brain one after the other, you actually go into the parasympathetic nervous system. That's your rest and digest system, the system which is the opposite to fight or flight, the system that you're in when you're feeling anxious or stressed or overwhelmed, or perhaps when you're worrying about things that you can't control and you can feel your adrenaline rising. Perhaps you're not sleeping very well at the moment and because of that you're having 1 or 2 hours sleep, the next day you're running on adrenaline. So you're in the fight or flight zone, which isn't a very healthy place to be all the time. You're in fight or flight the majority of your day, you're going to have more trouble sleeping, more negative thoughts to chew over. You're also going to be lowering your immune system and making you more prone to catching illnesses, amongst other things. So this is a really good SOS technique to use if you find yourself feeling anxious. It's also something that you can use discreetly as well. So obviously if you're tapping left and right, clicking left and right fingers, that's kind of, people can see what you're doing. But you can also tap discreetly by tapping your knees left and right. You can't see in this video, but at the moment I'm tapping my left and my right knee every second. You can be tapping your left and right foot every second. So as I'm discussing this with you, I'd like you to try it alongside me. So you can tap like this. You could be tapping your left toe and your right big toe discreetly in your shoes. You could be laying down on your bed right now and you could be tapping either side of your body on the bed. If you've got something to hand, I've got something near me with this remote control, I could be passing it to the left and to the right side of my body. Okay, this is quite nice because when you sort of move an object left to right, you're sort of opening up your chest, which makes deeper breathing easier. Okay, so you just choose your preferred method as I explain more about why we're doing this. Okay, I'll keep tapping. So this is a technique, as I said before, called bilateral stimulation, and it involves moving your body into the relaxing parasympathetic nervous system. So it's going to help reduce your anxiety pretty quickly. So it's doing that by putting yourself into the parasympathetic nervous system. So I'd like you to try this now with me. Perhaps you'd like to close your eyes. Do whatever preferred method you'd like, tapping left to right. Now it's a pretty easy technique to follow. Just make sure that you don't speed up the tapping. You keep it every second. You close your eyes. And just see how your body's starting to feel. Notice how you find it really hard to keep hold of those anxious thoughts. They just peter away as you focus your attention on maintaining this tapping, which you know is taking you into the parasympathetic nervous system. See, the wonderful thing about this technique not only is it very simple to follow, it puts you into the parasympathetic nervous system, and it helps you dissociate from any worrying thoughts that you could be having. Okay, left and right, left and right. So keep tapping. Now, what I don't want you to do is to do any sort of frenetic tapping. So this is something that you see with people that are anxious. They might be sort of tapping nervously, nervous tapping, or tapping their foot really fast. You know, I've seen that a lot when I've been on the tube, etc., or people are waiting to do some public speaking in an office, or doing the actual presentations in front of people. They can see their feet nervously tapping. Now that's not going to calm you down. You've got to have this every second tapping, and that is going to relax your body and your system. And again, it's something that you can do discreetly. So if you've suffer from claustrophobia, and I will go into phobias in more detail in other videos. But so if you are suffering from a phobia at the moment, let's say you've got claustrophobia and you go on the tube regularly, or you have to go on the tube and you haven't been able to go on the tube because you're avoiding it because you've got a phobia, or maybe or busy trains. So just an example I'm using. So say you're on a packed train tube and you're feeling anxiety rising. This is something that you can do. No one will know. If you're sitting down, you could be tapping your foot left and right. You could be tapping your big toes left and right. No one has to know. If you're about to do some presentations or talk in a group meeting, and you feel like it's your turn coming up soon, and you feel that horrible fight or flight rising, you're feeling that nervousness in your neck and your chest, you can be tapping your knees or your feet under the table, and again, no one has to know, and it will bring your anxiety levels down, and it will give you a sense of grounding. Now, the other good thing about this technique is I tend to use it at night as well to help with sleep. So if I've had a really, really busy day, I've had lots of clients and I've just been rushing around, especially at the moment with lockdown and homeschooling and everything, I will find that when I go to bed at night, I've got very active thoughts. So they're not necessarily negative, but they're very sort of pow, 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 pow sort of thoughts that aren't relaxing, that aren't going to make me go to sleep, because they're just constantly ping-ponging away. I'm thinking, oh, okay, I've got a really active mind tonight, but I really need to get some sleep. So what I'll do is when I'm lying in bed, I will allow myself to have these thoughts. So rather than push them away, because as we know, and I'll discuss this in other videos, if you push thoughts away, they come back like boomerangs even stronger. You don't want to push thoughts away, but that's for another video. But with this technique, you just allow yourself to have those thoughts. So maybe you're lying in bed thinking, I've got this to do tomorrow, I've got that tomorrow, all these sort of never-ending chain of thoughts. It's fine, you can have those thoughts as long as you tap at the same time. So I tend to, if I'm lying in bed, doesn't matter what position I'm in, I could be on my side, I could be doing the tapping left and right silently in my bed every second. I could be tapping my feet in the bed, and what you will find, and what I find, is those thoughts just go. They just go, because you are focusing not only on this tapping, but you are relaxing yourself. So those active thoughts that sort of give you excitement or arousal thinking about them, or adrenaline, whatever you want to call it, because you're feeling relaxation at the same time because of the tapping, those thoughts don't seem so important, and they will just drift away, and you will go into a lovely deep sleep. And what I find is I keep tapping until I feel so sleepy tired, and I just stop, and then I naturally fall asleep on my own. So I really hope you enjoyed learning about this technique. It's one of my favorites. It's very easy to do. Just remember, you've got to keep tapping to every second, and don't let it speed up. And for an extra bonus, close your eyes, and you can use this to help you reduce anxiety in the moment, and it can also help you calm any active thoughts that perhaps are worrying you in the daytime, like you can't concentrate on your work because there's something in the mind about something you can't control, or worry you can't actively deal with, or problem solve. It's just a worry about something you can't control. You could be at your desk, you could be tapping, and those thoughts will go, and you will allow yourself to get back into your work and carry on with your day, as well as helping you go to sleep if these active thoughts are keeping you awake. So I encourage you all to try this technique in your daily lives, to also try it at night time as well. And I look forward to hearing your feedback. Please feel free to comment below this video. And if you haven't done so already, I invite you to subscribe to my channel for more videos about relaxation techniques. I'll be doing some hypnosis to help calm your mind too and help you to sleep, and also just general conversations about phobias and ways to overcome them too. All right, enjoy the techniques, have a good day, and speak to you soon.